Thousands of people are asking me how I spend my time in London City. Thousands of people are asking me how I spend my time in London City. Well, that is a question.
My name is Lesset Saunders, and I left Jamaica in 1954. So that I arrived in Plymouth with £5 silver, which was big money then, and $12.50 for fare, for the train fare from Plymouth to London. Well, when I came to London, there was no one to receive me. I was on my own then. But I got the address. So I took a taxi from London to Croydon. And that's where I was. And when I went there, the people that to receive me, they are all gone to work. So I was on my own then. Well, fortunately, the landlord turned up and found me, waited, so he took me in.
My name is James Amer. I come from Montserrat. I come here 1961 to 3rd of March. First, when I come here, I used to cry every night, and I'm a big man, because the person who was supposed to receive me never come. And I stay by a friend, and I have to sit down up in a chair like sitting chair where I sit down in the kitchen every night for a month and a half. And every night I sit down there cry. But if I have the money the same time I come, I would go back.
I arrived at Plymouth on the 1st of August, 1960, and traveled down to London to meet my husband, who was here previously. Our first home was in East Hackney, that's E5. And when I got there after our greetings and I looked around, I asked him, "Where's the rest of the house?" And he said, "This is it." And with amazement I said, "This is it." The experience in coming to England, which was a culture shock. The cold and getting used to living in a confined space, which was a bit difficult at first, but you get used to it after a while. But I was glad when eventually we were able to have our own place, because then there was freedom for not only myself and my husband, but also the children. And I've never regretted it, because every experience is a good one.
My name is Geraldine Morris. Come from Barbados in 1962. I come to my son, but when I come here, he wanted to send me back because he said the place wasn't suitable for me because we live in one room.
My name is Teresa Lawrence. I'm from St. Lucia. I came here in 1958, and I live in Hackney. I was living in Geneva Road, not far from here. That was my first abode. And then after that, we moved from different houses. You know, we used to live in one room with the cooker on the landing and the bed inside and the toilet outside. So we had a pretty rough time.
Ines Powell. I came from Jamaica the 26th of August 1959. My sister and I traveled together. My father and husband was here, so he picked us up. My father picked us up at the airport and we went straight to his house. When we went, there were five bedrooms with 5 tenants. Kitchen down the basement. We share cooker. Like everybody else, when you put your money in, somebody else uses it.
Do everything in that room. And when I say everything, I mean everything. But the cooking was a bit difficult in the sense that it steamed up the room, and that caused the windows, because as I was cold, I had to keep the window closed. and that caused it to steamed up and cause some problem with the landlord. But I couldn't help that.
With the house rent, you cook, you go and put the money in the gas. And you ain't even turn up the room, somebody gonna put on there. The bath, you go and put money to have a shower. When you go to the cold water, is dead cold. It is a lot that I could say, but it is so much that I don't know when I will start. So I just make a little short thing.
My name is Natalie George. I'm from Dominica, and I came here in 1963. And that is the worst winter they ever have in this country. And the snow was in the street for months and months.
It was very cold then because it was October. The whole place covered with leaves that we have never seen in the West.
But in those days, the snow was on the ground about 2.5 feet. That when you stand up, you put down one foot, the other one go down. Sometimes you have to go over. And I remember one morning as I was going out, we opened the door, and just as we opened the door, the snow come right away through and went right away through on the pavement. And it was terrible in those days.
My name is Bible Smart. Came in 1962 from Trinidad. Live at 63 Culverson Crescent, Dawson. My first job in this country was a porter at Enfield Town, British Rail. I worked there for about 6 months and didn't work on that. There was a porter for 6 months. But then I didn't like things, so I went on to driving, delivering parcels on the railway at Liverpool Street. Worked there for about 3 years. I didn't like it. I went on driving buses.
My name is Enid. I left Trinidad because I grew up in Trinidad family, and I arrived here by boat, the Columbia French boat at Northampton, I think it was, on the 6th of September, directly into a hospital where I was admitted for training. And so I came straight to Yardley Green Hospital on the following day after I landed with a friend, and she took me there, and that was on the 6th, and by the 8th of the month I was in uniform on duty.
I'm Enid Peart, and I came from Jamaica in 1955, and I came on the Eureka boat, and the boat took 2 weeks to on the water, and I came directly to the hospital to work because I was accepted as a student nurse, so I went to St. Anne's Hospital straight. The first job I had was counting cups, was checking cups, and would you believe me, I missed one cup out of a box, and it went over to the place where it used to go, and they checked the cups and they sent them back because only one was missing.
I used to work with some, call it rich people in the West. I used to work with Nethersoul, and Nethersoul. He was a lawyer, and from there they sent me to do butlering. You see, that job, they mostly entertain at night when all the lawyers and things, they finish the work. They all gather certain homes and they have drinks and thing, and they play bridge.
My name is Quinn Prescott. I came to England in 1963, just after the very cold snap. I was born in Trinidad, and what I can vaguely remember, I used to live with my grandmother. Used to have to go down to the river and collect the water in buckets, do the housework, My mother was a baker and she used to make confectionery. So we had more or less to do all the grating of the coconuts and the shelling of the nuts for the nut cakes and so on. And my childhood was okay.
My name is Mary Allen, and I came in this country 1961. I was 18 years. I would just like if the young people could change their attitude, because I would say that they have it very good living, because when I was in my country, a young girl, I did have to work very hard. We used to get up in the morning, we had to go and catch water, bring water on our head because we didn't have a pipe inside the house. And we had to look after the animal. We had to pick wood to cook food. There were times when I did not go to school every day because I had to look after my younger sister and brother.
The young people today, what I would like to say to them is take a little bit, think of what we had and what we went through when we came here, and try and model themselves, on their parents, if not their parents, because some of them are also wild, but their grandparents. Listen and try and be together and forget about I know there are a lot of good children here, so don't focus on the bad ones.
Bend the child when it is young. Don't wait till a child get 10 and 12 and 14 years old to say that you can do something for it. When that child is 3 years old, talk to that, not even 3. From the time that child can half a mile, teach that child to love the Lord and obey. And when you tell a child, don't touch something, as I was saying, my grandmother used to only tell me, don't touch something once. And I brought my children the same way. And thank God, I have the oldest of my children is 75 years, the oldest.
The message I'd like to give to young people today is that they have to look after themselves, forget what's happened in the past, and look forward to the future, because they are the ones who have to build on what's already there. It's no point thinking that because of the way their parents and foreparents were treated, that society owes them anything. It's up to the individual.
Thousands of people are asking me how I spend my time in London City. Thousands of people are asking me how I spend my time in London City. Well, that is a question I cannot answer. I regret the day I left sweet Jamaica. I mean, you would pity my position, because I nearly die here from starvation. But darling, is Jamaica, Jamaica, our heaven and savior, darling, Jamaica.